Anyway, 10 minutes of Max Kellerman being blacker than Stephen A. Smith. NBA, what? He was recently fired and canceled the show. ESPN Ultra Capitalist firm will do anything to get viewers. They will dehumanize weed to just have two arguments. Oh, I don't know about that.
Colin Kaepernick has been working out.
What is this?
All of this time.
I'm in the streets. Max almost seems blacker than you, Stephen A. with what he's coming, you know, with this.
What did he say? Okay, what? You
know, with this.
Jesus Christ, dude! What the fuck?
Meanwhile, breaking news, Sacramento Kings' new big man, Zach Randolph, was arrested and charged with marijuana possession with intent to sell by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department on Wednesday night, according to police reports. Stephen A., talk to me.
I'm shocked, first of all. I'm a fan of Zach Randolph. I'm shocked at the stupidity of him finding himself in this situation. I won't go off about the weed just yet. But this is an individual that has made well over $150 million in his career. I find it very, very difficult to believe that he was intending to sell. But in the end, it's inexcusable that he found himself in this position.
Anyone with half a brain knows Zach Randolph. Let me go out on a limb here. Zach Randolph wasn't intending to sell weed. Okay, the profit margins wouldn't be enough for it to be worth his time, right, considering what he makes in the NBA. Everyone use your head. That has nothing to do with anything. That's because they can say that the intent was there based on the amount he bought, which should be nobody's business. But I consistently, when this issue comes up, you focus on the fact that the athlete was stupid because they know what was it.
Why are you watching this racist ass shit? Oh, because I actually do want to talk about it. I have no opinion on Max Kellerman or Stephen A. Smith, and this title is fucking ridiculous. I think it's probably like a Stephen A. Smith hater who fucking made this compilation to you know, turn around and be like, Stephen A. Smith is not even like really black, blah blah blah, whatever, right? But the only reason why I'm actually showing this is because it does tie into what I watched last night, Malice at the Palace. And for those of you who are uninitiated, for those of you who don't know, it's the famous Detroit Pacers, like Detroit Indiana game, like Detroit Pistons versus Indiana Pacers game that took place where Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal and Ben Wallace got into a bit of a scuffle. Then they actually turned around and you know, one of the fans fucking threw like a beer at Ron Artest as he was like winding down, and basically that re-triggered him to run into the crowds and start beating the fucking shit out of people in the stands. Now, I'm going to show you it because it's fucking awesome.
Well, this isn't good.
But the reason why I'm talking about this and how it ties back to like how NBA commentators are like fucking oftentimes incredibly racist is because of the media coverage of this action that took place. Yes, not Meta World Peace anymore. It's Meta Artest. He changed his name again during COVID. So it's actually Meta Artest. But like, you know, stop. Just shut up.
It's November 19th, 2004. We're at the Palace of Auburn Hills in Michigan. The visiting Indiana Pacers are winding down a blowout victory over their rival Detroit Pistons. Garbage time got a little testy and a fight broke out.
So before that even happens though, the fight breaks out because they're fucking destroying them. It's the fucking fourth quarter, okay? They're already like clapping them up in Detroit. They're embarrassing them. Right? They have an opportunity to win. Like, they have an opportunity to fucking, you know, become ring holders here. Okay. This is like a huge opportunity for the Pacers to just, you know, win the whole thing. And what ends up happening is Ron Artest runs up on Ben Wallace and fouls him. Like, personally and egregiously fouls him as Ben Wallace is going up for a layup. Okay? So, yeah, it's a regular season game, but this is like the best team that they've had, and they are going to, it looks like they're going to, like, they feel as though they have an opportunity to fucking win the entire thing. And they've always had this like fat rivalry between Detroit and Pacers. They're both fucking defensive teams. They're both shit talkers. They're both aggressive. Okay, just shut up and listen. Yeah, they're the two best teams in the East, and at the time, Indiana had just won or had just lost the previous year. So they like Ron Artest. Ron Artest engages in an egregious foul, okay, against Ben Wallace after they've already embarrassed them. He didn't have to do that, okay? He's how do I describe it? Like, fouls like that you can have, okay? You can do fouls like that. It's just like not at the fourth quarter when you've already embarrassed this fucking team thoroughly, right? So he's being a shitty winner, okay? He's being a shitty winner. Ben Wallace turns around, and I guess at the time his brother had passed away recently, so he was like in a really weird state mentally, according to him. Turns around and fucking claps him in the face, okay? He turns around and punches Ron Artest. Now, this sort of shit used to happen in the NBA regularly, okay? And it's just like a scuffle that would get dealt with. It would never like seep into the crowds. You know, there's like a little bit of pushing back and forth. But ultimately, every single person on that fucking court are friends with one another. Most of those people are friends with one another, okay? Outside of like minor differences, they're friends with one another. They like each other. They fight a little bit, but ultimately they get together and they're fine, okay? They know each other. They're friends with each other. Hate to see black men fighting each other when we should fight the milk people. Well, guess what? That's kind of the reason why this it was totally blown out of proportion, and like because they did fight the milk people. Okay, that's precisely what happened. So here, let's watch.
Garbage time got a little testy and a fight broke out. It was a pretty normal basketball fight, just some basketball players shoving each other. But in its
he didn't. I thought he punched him. I guess he just pushed him like that. He pushed Ron Artest like super fucking hard.
Someone in the crowd just chucked their drink at Indiana's Ron Artest.
So he's not getting super into it, but what's going on is after he pushes him, like a scuffle happens, right? Ron Artest goes back to the scoring table and just lays down on the scoring table. And that pisses off the Pistons fans even more. Why does it piss off the Pistons fans even more? Because, okay, did you watch 1 second? I'm going to end the broadcast right now, I think. I'm giving you a play-by-play of events that took place that this video is not fucking featuring. Shut the fuck up. Just listen. Yeah, most of the fans are gone. The remaining fans are starting to come down to the come down closer to the fucking court. They're pissed off. They're angry. These details are important. So, yeah, how about you suck my fucking cock if you have a problem with me pausing, and get the fuck out of my community and get the fuck out of my chat, you stupid babies, okay? Shut the fuck up. God damn, dude. Sports weebs are like, please cover sports. Please cover sports. And then like the moment I fucking cover sports, you're like, let the video play. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah. So Ron Artest lays down on the scoring table. He says he's laying down on the scoring table because he wants to manage his anger. That's what his therapist is telling him to do. You know, count. Start counting to 5. Take deep breaths. And, renegotiate. 28K is good viewership. Don't get spoiled. It's not. Fucking lower than my regular average. Anyway. So he gets down on the scoring table. That pisses off the Pistons fans even further. They find that really disrespectful. Ben Wallace at the time also found that really disrespectful as well. He thought it was like really, really fucked up. So
chuck their drink at Indiana's
and then
run
someone chucks a drink at him.
Test. This is going to become something else entirely. You probably know what's about to happen and what that will do to the NBA, its relationship to its players and to society. But what about what came before? Another way to understand the gravity of this moment is to know how these people got here, to understand what they've built before a grim turn of events tears it all down. This moment is about to detonate. Let's look back on what it will destroy. First, we should talk about what just happened. There was a fight, a regular old basketball fight. With under a minute to go, the Pistons were down double digits, but still had a few starters on the floor, including all-star center Ben Wallace. And Indiana coach Rick Carlisle was managing multiple injured players, so he hadn't totally emptied his bench either.
I gotta pee, I'll be back.
Ron Artest, Indiana's chief agitator, had been bothering Wallace and the rest of the Pistons all night, and he was still on the floor. And when Artest put a somewhat hard foul on Big Ben with the game already decided, Wallace lashed out. This had the potential to be a big deal. Wallace was really mad, and Artest can be unpredictable. And the refs, Ron Garretson, Tommy Nunez, and Tim Donaghy, didn't do a great job controlling the situation. Thankfully, Artest and Wallace's teammates seem to have settled things down. That includes Detroit's Rasheed Wallace, who's had some famous battles with these referees, but did them a huge favor this time around by breaking up what could have escalated into a brawl. While Ben Wallace is over here fuming, Artest has taken up residence on the scorer's table. Artest is prone to erratic behavior, famous for fighting opponents and smashing a TV camera, but also for odd and kind of charming stuff like applying for a job at Circuit City so he could get an employee discount, or getting benched a couple games this season because he asked for time off to promote his rap album. The point is, Artest choosing this moment to recline on the scorer's table is weird, but not out of character, and probably better than him staying in the middle of things while tempers are high. Up to this moment, he's done no more than deliver a hard foul. The only person who needs to worry about a suspension or any serious punishment at all is Ben Wallace.
Yep.
So immediately, that's how we got here, a moment away from a drink hitting Artest. But a hard foul and a shove and a nap on the scorer's table don't fully explain this animosity. Let's rewind further. After Michael Jordan's retirement from the Bulls in 1998, the Western Conference took over the NBA. For 5 years, either the Spurs or Lakers made it to the NBA Finals and crushed their opponent. In 2000, the Pacers, coached by Larry Bird and led by Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose, had the honor of being the victim, falling to Phil, Kobe, and Shaq in the first chapter of the Lakers' championship three-peat. But after that, neither the Pacers nor the Pistons could even make it to the finals. And after both teams faltered in the 2003 playoffs, both made changes. The Pistons got swept out of the Eastern.
This is why sports fans are like, sports weaves are unfucking bearable, dude. Okay? Sports weaves are unbearable because he's like, dude, you are rewinding to a fucking place that you don't have to rewind to. Okay? I'm gonna be honest with you, like, the backstory is not that deep. Like, you're literally like, oh, dude, you need to read the manga so you can understand the fucking anime. Like, don't do that. Okay?
Conference Finals by the Nets, so they fired head coach Rick Carlisle. Indiana got upset by the Celtics in the first round, so they fired head coach Isaiah Thomas.
Like, I just rewinded it to Ben Wallace pushing him and gave you the backstory. That's it. The Malice of the Palace documentary is really good on Netflix. Okay, so I'm skipping through this stuff.
And to bona fide MVP.
The worst part about it is what happens to Reggie Miller, because like that's the reason why he's showing all this, because this is supposed to be like this is supposed to be the fucking season for him, okay? This is his last opportunity, and that's it. I'm skipping
coached Indiana to 61 wins, most in the NBA. He commanded a defensive powerhouse, a genuine candidate to snatch the championship back from the Western Conference, whether the Pacers faced Kevin Garnett and the first-place Wolves, Tim Duncan and the Spurs, or a Lakers team that was by this point bloated with a comical amount of all-star talent. But first, the Pacers had to handle Detroit. After upsetting the reigning Eastern Conference champion Nets in a truly wild semifinal series, the Pistons met their old coach and his top-seeded Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. It was a hard-fought, defensive series that turned on a couple huge moments. The 38-year-old Miller came through with a heroic three to secure Game 1 for the home team. And his layup in the closing seconds of Game 2 could have forced overtime and set up a 2-0 series margin, but young Piston Tayshaun Prince, a breakout contributor under Brown, swooped out of nowhere for one of the greatest blocks in playoff history.
What
For
the
Game
fuck?
6,
I
with their
don't
backs against
care.
the wall, the Pacers snapped. Indiana lost a big early lead.
Okay.
Tonight marks the Pacers' 7th win in their first 04-05 season, hell-bent on getting Reggie a ring in his farewell year. Tonight marks the Pacers' 7th win in their first 9 games. Miller's missed the beginning of the season with a broken hand, but O'Neal has had a couple huge nights already. And Artest isn't just playing like an all-star and elite defender, he's started the year playing like an MVP, scoring efficiently, distributing, really performing at a superstar level through these first couple weeks. Tonight was a statement game, a chance to get on national TV and send a message to the defending champs that this year wouldn't be like last year. And message sent, I would say. And of course, Detroit sent a message right back showing they hadn't forgotten Artest's antics in Game 6 last season. The rivalry is strong, but the Pacers clearly have the upper hand. 2004's best regular season team is looking even stronger headed into 2005, and looking around, you can see it's not just internal improvement. This is Steven Jackson, a huge addition Indiana made this summer. It wasn't the huge addition of the summer, not in an offseason in which Shaq...
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Okay, this video, I'm sorry. This video is only fun if you're like already a huge fan of the sport and like already knew this and all that stuff. Okay, none of this fucking matters, okay? The backstory is completely unimportant. What ends up here, where's the raw footage, dude? I'm just gonna show you what the fucking raw footage is, okay? This guy, okay, so basically someone fucking, do you have the raw footage? Does anyone have like the actual fucking raw footage? Which kind of sucks because it's like, it's back from, you know, whatever the year it was shot in. So you can't really see anything. Everything is like in 10p, but basically a fight fucking breaks out. They push each other, they shove each other, whatever. Ben Wallace is still fucking mad. He's like throwing his headbands and shit, okay? He's throwing his headbands. He's like still agitating. He's still trying to get in.
Totally uncalled for. I want to see the foul again because it appeared Wallace was past him and Artest shoved him. And that's what Wallace took exception to, but you still can't react that way. You've got to let it go.
That's a bad foul. It's a bad foul. Straight up.
It's not a normal foul, but not that hard.
And that's a fucking ridiculous push. It's not even a push, it's a face push. So it's completely unacceptable.
Wallace can't react that way. Wallace is still charged up. Now Wallace.
So now you got Ron Artest, now named Meta Artest, laying on the scoring table.
Has been ejected.
And that is coming across as very disrespectful to Ben Wallace, who's like very upset. No, it's not Meta World Peace. He changed his fucking name. Shut up, chatters. He changed his name back. It's now Meta Artest. Oh my god. 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 It used to be Meta World Peace, and then it was like Kung Fu Panda or some shit. And then he rechanged it during COVID to Meta Artest. His name currently is fucking Meta Artest, okay? Yeah, what was it? Panda Friend or something? It's just like sports weebs. Literally, I want to say touch grass, but you probably do touch grass a lot. You probably eat grass. You guys are some of the most fucking... You guys are the biggest losers. I swear to God. If you love sports, you are such a fucking loser. Please, shut the fuck up, okay? Jesus Christ. The only difference between you and like an annoying fucking weeb is that the annoying weeb at least kind of understands that they're like over the top and they're like a little bit of a zealot and they are luckily bullied into not being able to, you know, be as weeb-like in public. But sports fans are not bullied. So they fucking literally think this is a normal behavior. It's not. It's literally not a normal way to operate, okay? You are so fucking annoying. Shut the fuck up. Fuck. This is why I stay the fuck away from sports.
They should eject him as well.
Yes, it's Meta Sandiford Artest now.
They need to somehow find a way to get this game over with as quickly as possible. The problem is, if Wallace is ejected, I'm not sure. He'd have to walk past the Pacer bench to go. Now Artest has jumped over the score.
So someone throws a fucking drink. Well, not someone. It's actually this guy. Turns out that guy threw a fucking drink at Ron Artest. Ron Artest literally fucking jumps over like 3 bleachers at the wrong guy and just fucking comsters him, dude. Brings him down. Now the guy is being testy, the one who fucking threw the beer, who also cold cocked him. More drinks are being thrown. Boom! All of a sudden, we got backup. We got backup, boys.
Security trying to somehow restore order. Fans and players are going at it, and the players trying to help each other out.
Bedlam. Chaos. 3 cops to the entire stadium. Nobody knows where the fuck security is. Okay. All hell breaks loose. One very fast forward a little bit further.
Oh, what a sad scene here at the Palace.
Fans are going crazy. They immediately fucking get Ron Artest out of there. Security like puts him in the back room. Like,
Pistons bench. It's a fan on the court. This is very,
so now fans are fucking rushing the court.
Dangerous.
Security pulls Ron Artest away from the fans.
Ron Artest has a look in his eye that's very scary right now. You wonder if the officials are going to let this game continue. Now they're throwing bottles out onto the floor. They're trying to get the Pacers to go back to the locker room.
Everybody's trying to pull the fucking... Everybody's trying to get the players into the locker room. One, because they're ready to whoop ass, okay? They are ready to whoop ass and chew gum, and they're all out of bubble gum, okay? No more bubble gum left anywhere. They're seeing red. They're like, I am going to fucking whoop some fan ass, which they absolutely deserve to do so. I just want to state this as clearly as I can. If you are a fucking fan in the stands and you throw a beer at a player and that player comes back and flies at you and whoops the fucking living shit out of you, you deserve it. I don't give a fuck about what the repercussions are. You think you're watching this on the TV, motherfucker? No. They're within striking distance, okay? They are literally within striking distance. You really think you could get away with, like, you know, assaulting a 6'8" behemoth of a human? Anyway. Let's keep going.
What was maybe you could call a hard foul at best has turned into just an ugly scene. Chuck Person. The officials, I think they're going to call this game off, and that should be the outcome is definitely decided.
So now they're just like fucking pelting them. They're pelting them with like beers. They're pelting them with fucking drinks. Thank you, Prince of Algar, for the 20 gifted subs. There's a dude who breaks a fucking chair. They're like trying to pull out the chair so they can like start assaulting people with chairs. Bill explains it better. Okay, well, here you go, 9-month subscriber. That's a permanent ban for you, so you can go be a Bill Burr subscriber instead, okay? Anyway.
Just firing bottles from the stands.
So they successfully bring some of the athletes back there. But it's not over yet.
And they're still not all the way through.
Because Jermaine O'Neal is still out there. Oh, wait, they don't show. Oh, never mind. Okay, wait, hold up. Do they have the slip deck here? Hold on. Maybe they have it here. It's so good. Oh, that's right. So fans come down before they successfully bring Ron Artest inside. So they pull him off the crowd. They pull him off the bleachers. Okay. So he's just like, he's on the court. And that dude comes up and tries to square up. Like, can you imagine being like a fat, you know, barber, whatever the fuck this guy's profession is, and like trying to square up with Ron fucking Artest, dude? Are you insane? Are you out of your fucking mind, dude? Are you out of your fucking mind? So Ron just claps the fuck out of him. And there you go. You miss it right there. They don't show it, but this dude almost died. That dude almost fucking died if it wasn't for that slip and slide that Jermaine O'Neal was on. Jermaine O'Neal runs up at this dude, okay? Cocked. You can't really see it here, but you kind of see in the background right here. He runs up at this dude, ready to fucking go, and he fucking slips, and he does not connect. If he had connected, that dude would have died. There's no shot that dude survives that. Okay? That fucking slip literally saved that man's life. Okay? So, God was on that man's side. Bro, they're NBA players, not MMA. Let's relax. Dude, are you insane? Go ask an MMA, go ask a fucking professional fighter if they think like a 6'10", 300-person athlete running up at you cocked, like, and getting punched in the head, like how you would survive that, okay? 300-pound person, like, get punched in the face by someone that's 7 feet tall, you'll be fine since they're technically not MMA. Yeah, like, what a stupid fucking take, dude. Anyway, one of the dudes gets punched so hard they have to be put in a fucking neck brace. Like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, that's such a psychotic take. Like, it demonstrably was devastating for the people in the fucking crowds. Anyway, so they fucking bring him inside. But the real reason why I talked about all of this was because a couple things that happened afterwards. Okay? So the NBA changed dramatically after this event. And every single media outlet that covered this story covered it in the absolute most racist, white supremacist ass way you could. First of all, the commissioner at the time, what's his face? Not the bald guy, but the one before him, David Stern. He assumed the reins. He was like, I'm literally personally giving these people the fattest suspensions that have ever existed. It was like unheard of. He personally gave full-blown season suspension to Ron Artest, okay? Insane. In my opinion, an absolutely insane and ridiculous punishment. 25 games for Jermaine O'Neal and 35 games for the other dude. I'm forgetting his name. I think Ben Wallace also got a suspension as well, but not to the same degree. And the reason why you know this shit was racist, Steven Jackson, the reason why you know this shit was racist was because they didn't just issue these suspensions that were unheard of. They also implemented a fucking dress code. Okay? They literally implemented a fucking dress code immediately. No more. None of that thug shit. Like, and And when I say, yeah, that was also against AI too. It was also against Allen Iverson. But like all of that at the time was basically manifesting in this attitude that the NBA were a bunch of hip hop thugs. Okay. And these were the actual fucking terms that like grown ass white dudes in the media were using to speak about these incredible fucking athletes, these incredible black athletes. They were all around the media, from Keith Olbermann to like every single fucking person, kept saying these guys are hip hop thugs. They're behaving in this like hip hop thug fashion. Thug was the word that was used. You didn't know about this until 3 weeks ago from Will? Okay, when I learn about it, I'm not supposed to fucking ever act like I know about it. You're right. I learned about this from Will, and then I literally fucking watched a documentary last night too. I dove a little bit deeper into it because it's like truly an interesting moment in sports history in the United States of America. I don't know why this person is like saying that as an own. Yeah, like I wasn't born with this information, you fucking idiot. So basically, I can't believe, yeah, this guy fucking shamed me for knowledge, dude. Thanks. So, bro, imagine fucking not being born with this information, you fucking idiot. They kept saying, that these guys were unchecked. They were living like a hip hop lifestyle. They were unhinged. They were thugs. Thug was the word that they used over and over and over again, you know, as a substitute for the N-word. Okay? Straight the fuck up. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it real. And the backlash that this created within the media, from all ranks of media, from like Fox News all the way down to like CNN, every single fucking, and ESPN nonstop playing it, was the reason why, you know, these, or people thought that was the reason why they were doling out these like insane punishments. Part of it that was incredibly frustrating, watching it from the future for someone like myself, is that I don't think they were at fault at all. But the biggest reason was because, like, when basketball players fight each other, it's one thing, but you can't punch the fans because those are the ticket holders, baby. Those are the fucking people that pay, right? They put the interests of, or they put the sanctity of fans over their own workers, dude. That's how you know how little they give a fuck about the players. They put the protection of fans that deserved an ass whooping over the protection of their own labor force in that situation that was getting mercilessly fucking attacked. Then came the Oakland DA. Because there's, of course, going to be fucking criminal charges, right? Because that's assault. That's like, you know, battery, assault, you know, depending on what the situation is. So then came the criminal charges. And guess what? The American government, the law, was actually better to these black players than the fucking media was and the NBA was. They fucking absolutely ass clapped. They combed through hours and hours of footage, found every single fucking person, or Oakland, the Oakland County prosecutor in Michigan, right? I think. Yeah, Oakland County in Michigan. They combed through hours and hours and hours of footage, and they fucking found every single person, dude. A dude that fucking ripped the chair got, like, you know, assault with a deadly weapon, like, or some shit like that, like a crazy charge. The dude that originally fucking threw the first beer, they found out it was the DA's, like, neighbor's boyfriend. So he personally figured out who the fuck it was. And they fucking clapped their asses up. And that's when, like, the attitude shifted a little bit. But just remember that, like, the government saw what was going on here and saw exactly what you and I saw, which is a bunch of fucking players getting, like, defending themselves and fighting back. The guys in the end, I think, were banned from the games and stuff, and they're still bitter as fuck, and they were like, "Oh, I did the right thing, whatever." I don't care about the guy who threw the beer, but was the guy who attacked behind him also involved, or was he innocent? No, the guy that was like attacking Ron Artest from behind was also was like, they also tried to cold cock him from behind, so he got like double charged. Yeah, it changed a lot of police in stadiums too. If you throw anything, no matter how small, you get banned for life. Ron Artest didn't even get a criminal punishment for clapping the dude that squared up with him. The dude that squared up with Ron Artest, like, the DA basically said, in the eyes of the law, you deserve it. You can't run up to a fucking dude in an intimidating manner, in an instance like this, in a chaotic situation like this, with your fucking, you know, fist raised up and not expect to get clapped up. So my point is, in all of this, is that, like, don't get whipped up into a fucking frenzy because it corresponds to pre-existing white supremacist attitudes that a lot of people have a hard time shaking. Because that's precisely what happened. That is precisely what happened in this situation. Everyone got whipped up into a fucking frenzy because it was, you know, it was the laborers that were black folk that were seen as, like, overpaid, entitled, selfish, thuggish assholes. Okay, that was, like, the way that they portrayed these athletes against these fans who are hardworking, real Americans that are just trying to blow off some steam. And stuff like this still happens. I don't know what happened to the dude. I don't know how innocent the original dude that Ron Artest decked was. But stuff like that still happens. Where is it? Yeah. Crazy racist Jazz fans. One of the fans told Russell Westbrook to get on his knees like he's used to. Yet Russell Westbrook still got fined $25,000. And the previous year, a Jazz fan called him boy. Fuck your wife up too. That's right, dude. You fucking deserve it, bitch. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Equality, baby. Your wife can catch these hands too.
How it started was a young man and his wife in the stands told me to get down on my knees like he used to. And for me, that's just completely disrespectful to me. I think it's racial. I think it's just inappropriate in the sense of there's no protection for the players. I think there are a lot of great fans around the world that like to come to the game and enjoy the game. And there are people that come to the game and to say mean, disrespectful things about me, my family. For many years, man, I've done all the right things. I've never done anything to hurt or harm anybody. I've never been in any trouble. Never fought a fan. Been in the league 11 years, clean slate. Like that's just one video, but throughout the whole game, since I've been here, especially here in Utah, every time I come here, it's a lot of disrespectful things I said, and for me, I'm just not gonna continue to take disrespect from my family. I just think that there's got to be something done. There's got to be some consequences.
Fucking weird. Basketball's everybody's down at the court level, and fan star shit that way different from field games like football or even hockey. Yeah. I mean, all of this still ties back to the same fucking thing, which is like, you know, a lot of people love watching black people play sports. They love listening to black music. They love, you know, consuming black culture. Just don't remind them that, like, they're actual black people, okay? That's it. And it's always the same fucking attitude. It's like, yeah, you love Colin Kaepernick until he, you know, takes a stand for an issue that harms him and people like him, and even fucking poor white people too. It's always the same bullshit. That's why so many fucking racist dipshits, like they love rap music, but they're racist as fuck. Like how are you a Nazi and you love rap music? If you're confused by that, it's because, you know, they just want them to shut up and dribble. They want them to shut up and sing. You know, they just don't want to fucking be reminded of their humanity.
This is for those type of people that come to the game just to say and do whatever they want to say, and I don't think it's fair to the players, not just to me, but I don't think it's fair to the players. And if I had to do it over again, I would say the same exact thing, because I truly will stand up for myself, for my family, for my kids, for my wife, for my mom, for my dad every single time. I expect anybody else to do the same.
Anyway. Yeah, that's the other interesting part about it too. It's relatively normal for white-dominated sports to fight during games, whereas black-dominated sports, it is frowned upon by the media and the public. Like, bro, how are you gonna fucking get upset when you know, a fight breaks out in the NBA when hockey exists? You know what I mean? Like, it's literally built into the game, dude. It's built into the structure of the fucking game. So I just wanted to show you guys all that because, you know, it was a really interesting moment in time. But I really do think that, you know, you should be allowed to get your ass beat. I like, if you try to fucking assault a basketball player. Wait, hold on.